Okay, all right, thank you. So hi everyone. We are FanSync. We are an artist-centric fan engagement platform that's focused on empowering artists to collect, analyze, and take full control of their fan data. So basically, our whole ethos is based around using the superfan as a metric for success. The internet is the main stage for artists these days. Everything happens online, but we believe that streaming and social media numbers like only tell parts of the story. There's so much that's missing out, and as a result, online engagement, although it's important, going viral is important, but it could also be misleading when it comes to assessing real growth. So why don't we cut out the noise? Community is currency in this day and age, right? And every fan, like every artist, sorry, can only thrive with a strong core community of dedicated fans. And these are the super fans who are the ones that are sharing your music. They're reposting your stuff. They're going to concerts. They're buying your merch. They're even like buying merch for like their friends and their family. The network can go very deep, and this is obviously very drastically different than a fan who just like streams and listens to your music very passively. So we asked ourselves, so where do super fans really exist online? And what we realized is that being a super fan or super fan behavior is actually a combination of actions. This is the person that's buying merch right after a concert. They're the ones like sharing songs on socials and through their own playlist. They're even like quoting like the favorite lyrics on Instagram. Very like niche behaviors, but they're active on different um, not just like online platforms, but also there's also like a lot of real life engagement from the core group of super fans. Luminate points out that super fans comprise of 15% of the general population in America, but spend 80% more money on music each month, more than the average listener. And our whole thing is that like the super fan as a key metric, as a core group of people that are willing to invest in an artist's journey, that behavior ought to be like assessed and pointed out to help for artist growth. Moving on. So this is FanSync, right? And it's a fan engagement service, as I mentioned before, analyzing and collecting fan data, allowing the artist to own their fan data and then use that analysis to also help improve their growth, right? So artists are able to track analytics, and then in return, fans will also gain access to pre-sale tickets, track IDs or stems, merch, and other exclusive perks. So the thing that makes FanSync different is that we're kind of like weighing IRL engagement over just online engagement. This thing has to be a combination of both. So when we're onboarding fans into our platform, we're actually looking at giving them a membership card that essentially can help us identify each fans, and as a result, we are able to get a better understanding of even their listening habits by a Spotify or Apple Music integration. So the whole system works like this, basically. We're going to be combining third-party apps, third-party APIs like the Songkick and Dice FM for like event and tracking ticket sales data, Chartmetric, Illuminate for social and streaming data. Audience and Laylo are really great platforms for fan base insight, and Bandcamp and Shopify for merch sales. And we want this artist data combined with the fans listening data in order to really to allow the artists to know who exactly and where exactly their core fans are. And this is a case study that we had pulled up. So Caroline.
All right, so we analyzed some data from two different independent artists, both of them independent, unsigned. Artist A has been slowly cultivating a consistent, sustainable, and dedicated fan base for several years. They have a solid foundation of super fans, I would say. Artist B is quite different. They went viral once, got a lot of streams from this, but they don't have a consistent and dedicated super fan base to sustain this momentum. So here's a chart that we created of Spotify monthly listeners over the past 2 years for both these artists. Artist A is the one with the sustainable super fan base, and as you can see, it's pretty consistent with the amount of monthly listeners they have. Artist B, you can see exactly where they went viral, but you also see that their monthly listenership goes down. And it continues to trend downwards over time. So they don't really have that consistency. You can also see it in their product sales. Artist A has a pretty consistent amount of product sales over the course of 1 year, while artist B is a little bit erratic. They don't nearly have as much product sales is artist A, despite having like more streams than artist A sometimes. So that's kind of the difference there with the super fans versus not having as many super fans.
Okay, so sorry to interject. I have to stop you. There we go. Stop you.
Yeah,
right there. That's
we're
your
wrapping it
time.
up right there. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you
So
guys. That was amazing. So we'll pass that off to the judges. Judges, any questions? Frank, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Great, great presentation. Really interesting data. What's the next step? So you've identified this. How do you turn a viral sensation? How do you give them super fans? How do you use this data to solve that problem?
right. So the first step actually is when onboarding fans onto this platform, we're giving access to their listening habits, right? So the artist now has exact data on where they rank in that listener's library, for instance. Obviously with the merch sales and then the concert ticket sales, that's more like granularity into like, you know, where those fans are exactly. And the whole point of this is to kind of like use listener habits and use like fan engagement as a way to suggest ways to, you know, improve and like grow that fan base.
Great, thank you very much.
Okay.
Aileen, go right ahead and ask your question.
Hey there. So what's the next step? How would you bring this to market?
Okay, so we're specifically focusing on onboarding artists because it's an artist-centric platform. I mean, fan clubs aren't new, like membership cards aren't new, right? But we're telling the artists to basically be like, if you want a better understanding of your fan base or fan engagement and what that looks like for you and how that could like help you know, grow your super fan base and basically have a direct channel to your fans, you should sign up for this platform, and then the fans will obviously opt in because they're super fans. You know, they're the ones that are usually first in line for anything. And you know, the whole benefit of this is that the artist gets direct communication with the fans, and that's something that a super fan would hold dearly. And then we kind of just are going to be building upon that data and the interactions that they have over time.
Thanks, George.